Let's go ahead and get this radio out of here. So this has a couple things we have to check in the car, two of which are these orange wires here. You have an orange, white. These are the analog illumination wires, and then we have a digital one here. It appears they didn't use any of them in the previous install, so I'm just gonna go and check to see if there's anything here, because we're gonna need one. Let's go check in the car. So it does have an analog. This one doesn't go to anything. Let's see what this is here. There's also this orange green, so that goes to. For some reason there's a T coming off of the data wire. Alright, let's head back over to the bench. So we do have an analog, as we said, so that's good. We'll go ahead and hook that one up. The yellow black here is for OnStar volume, which he is not going to use. Alright, so we have a usable harness now. Let's go ahead and marriage it up to our Pioneer. Ta-da! We have a finished harness. Now, what we've done is we've added, he has a rear view camera already installed, so we've added a power and ground for that, as well as a remote turn on output because we're running that up front. We've gone ahead and capped off all the outputs from the radio we're not going to use. Other than that, everything on here is pretty, yeah, there we go. Alright, let's set this aside and figure out if we can make this dash kit work. So the back panel is in and wired up. So we have our ground for the two amplifiers. The battery's grounded over there like we talked about. The fuse holder's in and mounted, secured. Got everything set here. It just plugged in like we said because we had the cool harness that we made. Now the only thing we have left to do is the signal RCA is going to come out down here and come across and up the center of the car. After, of course, we snap this bad boy back in place. Because the panel's going on, we'll take pictures so we can show the customer when we're done, because it's going to be a while before we edit this video. Back to work. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this into the car and see if it opens and closes and works, because we already have the harness done and we can do that. Ooh. That hits. Alright, so that hits. So we're gonna have to try to shift it a little bit. Alright, so I've played with that kit long enough. I'm over it. I'm going with a best kit, BKGMK 382. Alright, let's go try this one. Alright, we're good now. It opens and closes, so awesome there. Now we need to just get the RCAs run from the front up to here so we can start putting this interior back in. Well, I mean, the only thing we have left to do is put this side on. So, I mean, we can put this side on. While you're putting this side on, I can put this seat in, and then we'll put this seat in, and we'll put the back seat in. Okay. And then I can put the radio in while you're connecting the fuse, and we still have, and the subwoofer. So we still have, plug in the radio, yeah, fuse under the hood, put the subs in the box, yeah, roadkill the back. So the side panel is all back together and the amp rack is in place. We have the power wire all connected and done. Went ahead and mounted the fuse holder, made a bracket that attaches to the rear firewall and then comes out, so it's like a really long L, so we can easily see this. Have the 0 gauge, as we saw earlier, added the 0 gauge ground. Just doing some final zip tying up, and we're gonna call this one complete. So for this, the customer brought us two L715s, these big guys here. They are dual 4 ohm voice coils. So what we want is a 1 ohm load at the amplifier. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up all the positives and all the negatives together, and that is gonna give us a 1 ohm load. Let's head over to the box real quick, and I'll show you what I did for the wiring there. And if you notice, it's all of a sudden brighter. I wonder how that happened. Wait, I'm wearing a Stinger shirt now instead of a Phoenix Gold one. Just boggles the mind, doesn't it? All right, let's head over to the box. So inside the box, what we did is went ahead and soldered in two 16 gauge right here. So they're of the same length. There's actually 4 of them, 2 there, 2 there. We're gonna hook up, like I said, all the positives, all the negatives, screw these things in. That'll give us a 1 ohm load at the amp. We ran 2 mono wires. We have a left and a right, but it just goes to a single negative and a single positive. This only had a single negative and positive on it. All right, so the panel's back on, all baked potatoed up, box is in. Now the reason why we chose to face the box up instead of back is because there was literally no room between the, the back of the car and the box. It's wired so that if he wants to, he can flip it down. That's entirely up to him, but we think this is probably gonna work better. We're gonna get more air to the woofers, which means it's gonna be louder. Now we just need to find 2 screws because there was only 2 screws holding it in. Now the only thing we got left to do on this is we're going to go ahead and take out one of these cigarette lighters and put the USB DMA1 into it so he'll be able to plug his CarPlay in here.
Alright, so the radio's in. We're going to do a normal test. CarPlay, microphone, backup camera, and all that stuff. We got sound.
What's the weather like today?
It's currently clear and
perfect.
Hit eject again one more time. There you go. Isn't that a great picture?
Oh, that's awesome.
That's an awesome picture of the ball.
I'm gonna go and do the update. So make sure the source is off. Go to the settings. Scroll all the way down. System information.
Alright, the update is done. Pull the drive. Let's take a listen. So we have our DD1 hooked up. What we're going to do is go ahead and start adjusting the gain now.
Up.
Yes, keep going. Right down, slowly. Up. Go up a hair. Down a hair. Right there. And hang on. We'll switch to the rear. Go ahead with the rear. Up, down a hair. Up a hair. Slowly. Keep going. Up, down, down, down just a touch. Okay, up, right there. Up, a little more. Right there. So now we're gonna move on to the subwoofer. Keep going. Up, down a little bit. A little more. Perfect. We have our gain set. Just in case you're wondering, we went -5 on the highs, we went -10 on the sub. We're gonna see how that works out for us. We also have the bass boost on the amplifier turned off because we're using the epicenter. We have it all DD1'd, so the gains are set, the sub is in place. We have the sweep about where we want it. Ready to go take a listen?
I'm ready.
Let's go inside and take a listen. Did you hear that epicenter, man? When that rolled in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Right here, there's one.
Epicenter is designed to take things like dry, flat bass like Van Halen and just make it go crazy. And if you have crazy deep bass, then it makes it even crazier. So you kind of get the idea. That's got a good bass. Ah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, this one's pretty much done, I think. Trying to think if there's anything we missed. To answer the question, yes, we worked on this for about a day and a half, mainly because we got a really late start on the first day. We didn't actually physically start working till about noon.
Pretty much, just to try to figure it out.
Yeah, it took us about an hour and a half just to figure out where everything was going to go. As you saw, we had the interior pulled out. That took a while to figure out like where to put everything. And then today it was, you know, we got most of it done last night. I was pretty impressed with how much we got done. We just needed to come in this morning. If you're looking back, put the panel on the front, put the subwoofers in the box, do any last minute tweaking, roadkill the back door. That's about it. So cool. All right, guys, we're done with this one.
On to the next one.